Okay. So, duck hunt in doubles. I hope to God I never have to talk about this topic again, because I hate doubles. I hate doubles with an absolute passion. I despise everything about doubles. There are some cool things though, like combos are really neat, but I hate doubles. So this is the thing about duck hunt in doubles. If you are a beginner and you do not have a dedicated trading partner, playing doubles with duck hunt is one of the absolute worst decisions you can do. However, if you are very, very dedicated to doubles and you have a consistent trading partner to play with, Duck Hunt is one of the absolute best support characters that you can play in doubles, just for the sheer amount of space that you're able to cover, and the ability to save your opponent from so many situations off stage 2, just because like a lot of his projectiles are just not going to kill. And specifically with the can, if you know how to maneuver it correctly, you can launch them back to you to like help save you, and not to mention also get like combo extensions that you could just never do in any other fashion as well. So there is a lot of good potential, and not to mention like his throws are really, really good for doubles just because they do not send far. So it's like perfect for lining up and just getting the conversion. Because like even if you DI his throws, there's not too much of a variation of where your opponent's going to end up. So he does have a lot of really, really good characteristics about doubles. But if you do not train with somebody that understands how his projectiles work and how to maneuver around them or to use them as well, because like, you know, your opponent can hit the can as well. Or your teammate can, then there's zero reason to play him in doubles. But if you do have all those things, he's good. He's really good in doubles. But he, like, for the most part, he's just not going to be the one taking the stocks. There's ways he can set it up, but it's just not going to be him. So, yeah, don't worry, you're good. So, like, you know, I'm definitely curious to see what you've done, because I can't imagine that you've been actively training with a doubles partner with Duck Hunt, or somebody would even want to do that with you. But if you did, that is kind of interesting. So you did send me a timestamp, so let me make sure I check that. 1:39:32. And we'll see what you do. So yeah, for like 99% of the population, this is a terrible decision. But like if you're part of that weird 1%, you can do it. Like doubles duck hunt is absolutely hilarious to watch. And I suffered through playing that like a couple of times, but yeah, no, I'm never gonna do that seriously. Never in my life would do that seriously. Fourth time playing together? Okay. You're also playing it online too, like where a frame drop like could be the difference between life and death, and like between your can hitting something or not. So like this is like an even worse setting to play it with. Yeah, so I mean right now you guys are doing like the I do not play double strategy, which is you guys are just doing 2 1v1s on the side, and you're completely ignoring like any aspect of like what actually makes good doubles teams good. Like there's just like no cohesion with like the decisions that you're making together. Like you both might as well be just playing like 1v1s on your own. And like your opponents are doing the same exact thing too. Like their only focus is to separate both of you guys to do 1v1s. You know, if there's like any place where there's like a doubles duck hunt team, it's somewhere in Japan. I'd have to ask LYC if he knows anyone that actually does it, or if he does it himself. Yeah, again, like you could have gone in and interrupted that Inkling player anytime you wanted, because like they were attacking away from you, so you didn't have any fear going behind them, or you didn't have to have any. And yeah, I mean his back there was strong enough to kill, so he didn't have to really worry about that. Yeah, keep in mind that you can use your can to support your opponent if he's getting chased down. So you could have easily interrupted that Ivysaur from killing him if you wanted to. I didn't see what percentage he was at though, but like I would imagine that he would not have died from your can explosion, unlike whatever Ivysaur just hit him with. I'm surprised you died there. You were at 95. Also, just the fact like the A-game player also hit the Ivysaur player too. Well, that was a good. You also have to keep in mind that stock taking is very, very important. And as Duck Hunt, he's so good at that because like you legitimately don't need to approach. Like you can sit back and play support all day with like Can and Gunman, and just hold on to stocks like the entire time too. Yeah, no, I mean, like, that's a very good thing to do with doubles. What's up, Legit Promise? I think I've seen you before. Tails 91. Sorry for ignoring you earlier. I heard that you could use Luigi as a profile picture in online. I've actually never seen that tag team animation that they had there. That was kind of cool. Are we gonna character switch? I mean, it depends on the situation. Like, if your opponent is like completely on you and you can't shake them off, then that means you can't help your opponent in that situation. But like, if you have a way to like slip through the cracks and help out your opponent, then go ahead and do that. I mean, if you can make it a 2v1 and take out their stock, that's all the better for you. Like, there's a lot of circumstance, because, like, your stage positioning, your percentage, and, like, what your opponents, both of your opponents are doing will determine a lot of things. But, you know, with dubs, it's hard to keep your eyes, like, exactly where you need to be to understand, like, what's going on everywhere. That's not easy. That's another reason why I hate dubs. Like, just, like, especially with Duck Hunt, since, like, you have so many things you need to keep track of, plus your partner, plus two opponents. It's hard. It's really hard. Yeah, see, like right there, you could have broken your opponent like out of being in this edge guard situation. Because like that's one thing that your opponents are doing right now is they're so focused on the 1v1s that like they're never just like covering themselves, and you can take advantage of that huge oversight very easily. Like when Tony's just like focusing on Chick, like you could literally just go up behind him and just like up smash him. It's not up at up smash % yet, but like, you know, things like that. So it's like if your opponent is like trying to edgeguard your opponent, and like you throw them off stage, and then your partner grabs ledge, then he might be able to like just jump off and back air them and kill them. So like Luigi back is very strong. God, also your bit rate just like died here too. It's getting really blurry. Yeah, okay, so I have no idea why you guys did nothing. Like Chick came back from invincibility. Your opponent was over here in this corner, and you guys decided to run away? Why? You completely outnumber him, and what has invincibility? He can rush in, not worry about anything. This guy's got to play defensively and jump, and then you can just cover everything that they're doing. Honestly, I think it works well just because, like, You know, Luigi's got Fireball, so you can approach, and then you can support Luigi with your projectiles. So that way, it's like, Luigi's kind of a wall that you don't want to approach. Like, you want to avoid him with, like, a 10-foot pole. And if you cut off, like, the retreat options to get behind him, especially, like, in 1v1 scenarios, you have to deal with Luigi. And, like, when you're actually next to Luigi, that's scary. But when, like, Luigi's by himself, that's not scary in neutral. Like, the thing is, like, Luigi can cover neutral now that he has a partner. And that's what makes Luigi scary. Yeah. And not to mention, like, Duck Hunt can just, like, cover, like, the lack of recovery that Luigi has because it's doubles. Not to mention, you should have some really easy tornado combos that you can do. You also keep in mind, like, if your opponent is in shield and, like, they're getting rapid jab, you can still ping their can and explode their can on them. Because if they're on shield, they're not going to get hurt. It's just going to hurt your opponent too. So, like, if your partner understands the components of shield can, they're able to use it as well. Okay. This is how I know you don't give a single shit about playing doubles from that one clip. Your opponent's behind you at the ledge, and you have your partner's behind you at the ledge, and you have grabbed your opponent. He's sitting at like 92, and instead of like back throwing him off stage so he can like jump back air, jump tornado, or jump up B, you decide to throw him back to his partner instead of killing him. That means you don't care. You don't care about doubles. Any benefits that doubles gives you, you don't care about it. I was making this 2v1 situation. Yeah, no, exactly that too. Like, especially the fact that like Luigi has a tether grab, and you can control how they shield by being far away with CAD. That's scary. And the thing is, like, your opponent, of course, is going to try to save their partner from a Luigi death combo. But, you know, sometimes there's, like, nothing you can really do about it. Okay, that almost was a really good recovery decision. You just didn't buffer, like, an air dodge. Because, like, that was perfectly timed for, like, both of you guys to make it back. Yeah, once again, when you have your opponent, like, at that high of a percentage, like, Luigi can literally touch them with any aerial and they're dead. Just back throw to your opponent. But if you guys don't have that coordination, then you're not going to get that. Yeah. No, I mean, like, if you want to play doubles, you need to think like it's doubles. Like, you can't think of, oh, like, let me 1v1. The other thing, too, is, like, even in, like, a 1v1 situation, why would you throw them back to center stage? Why wouldn't you throw them off stage for an edge guard sequence? Because, like, throwing your opponent off stage removes them from play until they make it back to stage 2. So, like, from every single aspect, it just doesn't make sense to do. Like, unless, like, you're throwing them to your partner. That's the only time that you do it. Okay, so charge is at 206%. This should not be happening in doubles. There we go. Ooh, yeah. Now you're dead. Yeah, you also got to be really careful about going for, like, big whiffs in doubles, just because, like, because you have to fight two different people at once, like, the punish game that they theoretically have over you puts, like, so much more risk into something where it's like you need to go for a big commitment. So you do want to avoid that. Oof. Oof. Oh, you're dead. So the good thing is, like, I was about to say, like, he could, oh wow, he's dead. All right, well, this is an even game. Yeah, like, as Duck Hunt, you should not be dying this early every single time. Like, you should be just, like, straight chilling. Yeah, so, like, when you're playing doubles, you need to have your eye everywhere at once. Like, you need to be watching your opponents. You need to be watching your partner. I would say your partner's a little bit more key to keep track of, just so you know, like, what options you have available to you. And, like, in this case, like, you just, like, really need to think about, like, how you guys, like, really want to control each stage depending on what stage you're on. Like, Battlefield's, like, a little bit more clear-cut where you want to be as Duck Hunt. Same with, like, Pokemon Stadium and things like that. Whereas, like, Smashville, because it's a much smaller scramble, it's a little bit harder to just kind of, like, control one position and all that. Okay, that looks like that's the end of that. So, like, there's really, like, only so much control that you have in those situations. Let me see. So it doesn't look like we have any more critiques after this, but yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of it with, like, in terms of doubles. Like, you just need to learn how to play it. You need to like train your eye to see everything. And there's only two ways that you're going to get that. Watch a lot of doubles or play a lot of doubles. You can do both of them too. But, like, it's a huge time investment to actually get good at doubles if you seriously want to compete in it. So it's like, you know, you can play for casual fun and all that stuff, but, like, if you actually want to be good at doubles, like, it's not fun. The reward for getting good at doubles is, like, one of the worst, like, the lowest things in the entirety of the world. Because, like, not too many people really play it seriously. Not too many people really play it well. It's a complete mess to watch as a spectator. And, like, even if you enter tournaments, like, monetarily you're not getting anything. It's like, you play it just because you have a lot of fun with doubles, and, like, that's it. That's it. It's, like, it's so much of an investment for you to do it. And, like, to, like, actually get good with it, with, like, Duck Hunt specifically in doubles, like, that requires a lot, too. So if you want to do doubles, I would strongly recommend playing a different character for that. But, you know, that's your decision at the end of the day. Is there anything else you wanted to ask, Bux? Or was, like, that mostly it? My partner. Okay, so wild and advantage, like, for example, when I have the guy grab or it's 2-1. Yeah, like, basically, if you grab somebody, your first instinct should be to check where your partner is, like, at all times. So, like, if they're actively fighting somebody and, like, they're not free, then obviously, okay, you just toss. What you normally want to do is toss them off stage so you can put them out of play so you can go for the 2v1 and potentially close out that stock. And then also if they're at, like, a high percentage and your partner's free, then you throw it at them. So it's like, there's a lot of things you need to consider with, like, every single time that you grab somebody. But whenever there's a grab and play, you should always check to see where your partner is. And that goes for both of you. Also, like, working how to save your partner, too, with, like, Can is really good, too. Very worthwhile investment. Any other stuff? All right, cool.